What's going on, man? It's your boy Dub Banks back with another banger. And on this segment here, this random segment, first of all, hope everyone's having a great Memorial Day weekend. Be safe. I know I'm gonna have a great weekend. I'm celebrating my mama's birthday. I'm taking her out to eat, so I'm looking forward to that. And you know what I'm saying? I love her very much. Thank God for the person she's been in my life. She's been nothing short of special. Real talk. Nothing but special. Straight up. I digress. Let's get to the point of this podcast here. I want to address the perspective of Kwame Brown in regards to LeBron James. Um, the title of this is going to be Kwame Brown is right about LeBron James. Let me repeat myself. Kwame Brown is right about LeBron James. Now we know Shannon Sharp had a little, random, take on, Kwame Brown, and I think a lot of that may have been frustration from the fact that he was robbed prior to him doing that segment. So I can kind of understand his frustrations. But as we know, Shannon Sharp fanboying as usual because he got hypersensitive, and of course a few other LeBron fans are, calling Kwame, oh, he's a bust. Well, I mean that's literally in his title, Kwame Bust Life. A busty bust that owns land, take care of his family, have a 10-year career in the NBA. That guy. We're gonna do another take on that, by the way. Do a little research and see how many players in the first round had the career Kwame Brown had. Say within the last 5 years. Why is no one talking about Zion Williamson? You know, at this point in time, Kwame Brown has had a better career than Zion. No one's calling him a bust. Well, because he can dunk out the gym. It's the NBA. Just about every player can dunk. Even Steph Curry can dunk. I mean, what has he done for the league at this point? He was expected to take the league over for the next 15 to 20 years, by myself included. He's done none of that so far because he can't put down a Krispy Kreme donut. Like I said, we're going to address that another time. But I agree with what Kwame Brown said about LeBron James. In those critical moments, since everybody likes to bring up his numbers, he's the clutchest player in history and all this stuff, which is not true. Can't go based off numbers. You have to watch the games, people. The clutchest player right now is Stephen Curry. Let me repeat myself. The clutchest player right now is Stephen Curry. And he proved that in his playoffs by being the leading scorer in the fourth quarter, but before they got screwed out the playoffs. Again, another conversation for another time. I keep bringing up other points that we'll address later. Um, Consider them preferences as I get into the meat of what I'm talking about here. Some of the things that Kwame Brown talked about in regards to LeBron James was LeBron has no signature moves. When it gets, to those high-end moments of the game, the waning moments of the fourth quarter, um, in which LeBron was averaging, and I actually took a picture of it, if I can find it, but I have it. Just gotta find it real quick. I must have took it with my phone, but he was averaging less than 4 points, uh, I believe, in the fourth quarter. Let me repeat myself. LeBron James was averaging less than points a game in the fourth quarter, and in fact, in that game 4 against Denver, he only put up 3 points. The majority of his scoring was done in the first half. Why is there such a disparity in LeBron's fourth quarter play as opposed to the first 3 quarters of the game? Well, it's quite simple. When you get in those waning moments, um, one, After playing so many minutes, exhaustion can come in. LeBron being the older player, that certainly can happen. You can wear yourself down, and as a result, um, you're not as flawless in your execution, which leads to mistakes and turnovers, which LeBron, um, I think, currently leads the league in with the most turnovers. No other star has turned, no other player has turned the ball over as many times as LeBron has. So that's a part of it. The other part of it is, from a fundamental standpoint, you're just not good. LeBron at this stage of his career, and I said this many years ago, on my social media page on Facebook, and got a lot of flack for it from some of LeBron supporters. And I simply said, I'm like, he relies too much on his athleticism. This is back when he was playing in Miami. He relies too much on his athleticism, and I don't see him developing other aspects of his game. And I was basically hinting to that. Hey, eventually this is going to catch up with him. If he doesn't develop other aspects of his he's going to be in trouble. And if not for the league eliminating the take fouls, basically making them technicals and opening up the court more with more transition opportunities, LeBron would struggle to score. Which, oh wait, he did struggle to score in this series, because what the Nuggets did, and I noticed that media members like Draymond Green um, did not focus on what the Denver Nuggets were doing. He only focused on what the Lakers need to do here and there, etc. I've been getting on his butt about that. Anyways, what people failed to mention is what Denver did. Denver controlled the pace of the game. Denver forced LeBron and the Lakers to play in a lot of half court sets where they don't really have nothing for the half court. The Lakers are basically a transition team. They thrive on transition opportunities to get a lot of their points. It's either that or pick and roll. And so the transition by Nuggets controlling the pace, and with their efforts in transition as well, getting back to the other end, eliminating those transition opportunities, forcing them into a half court set. That took away the majority of what the Lakers like to do, especially down the stretch. A lot of those opportunities weren't there. And this is what I was trying to tell um, some LeBron fans. So what happened? What was the result? Well, the result is you got an aging superstar who can't really get around nobody because he has no handle. He doesn't have a quick step anymore, and of course we know he had a messed up ankle, but that doesn't matter. He wasn't going to get around nobody regardless. He's an aging superstar, so he doesn't have that quick step like he used to. He doesn't have much of a post game presence. So what happens? The only thing you can go to, the only thing he could go to, was basically the jump shot, and that's what you saw. You saw him jacking up a lot of shots, especially since he was wearing himself down throughout the course of the game. Denver, with his pace, made LeBron James run up and down the floor. He said, "Yeah, we'll let you get 35, 36. We'll let you get 48. We'll let you get 63. But that's not gonna beat us. We'll let you get that. We'll turn the faucet off on Austin Reeves and D'Lo and Lonnie Walker the fourth and these other guys. And then with AD, you just have to get physical with AD. And you saw an AD that was very inconsistent. So the result was, even with the fix in, even with the league clearly on the Lakers side, they got swept. And as I pointed in the previous video, they would have gotten swept in the first round. This would have been the second time in the last 4 years that LeBron James got swept. Well, no, LeBron James got eliminated in the fourth round. He's the first superstar to get swept in 3 different decades. I mean, like, not even gentleman swept. 0-4 in 3 different decades. And what Kwame broke down is why he's getting swept in 3 different decades. The same problems he had in 2007 against the San Antonio Spurs is the same problems he had against the Denver Nuggets. And it's why he's been swept in 3 different decades. It's why he had issues with a young Kawhi Leonard. LeBron has failed to work on his post game. He's failed to work on his handle. He doesn't. He's failed to work on the mid range. It's non-existent, people. His definition of a mid range is either driving to the basket and committing an offensive foul by elbowing someone and taking the hard contested layup and hoping the refs give him a foul, and or that white fadeaway jumper, which he doesn't have much legs for to do anymore. That's why it got blocked. That's all he really has, people. He doesn't have any go-to moves in the waning moments of the game. All this talk about him being the clutchest player in history, why couldn't he win you one game against Denver? Every game was within reach. Every game was lost because of LeBron. Not because of AD, not because of Schroeder, not because of Reeves, not because of D'Lo, not because of any of these players. All these games were lost because of LeBron James. All those shots that he was jacking up threes and attempting up threes when he could have deferred, where he could have got the ball moving, right? That, and it's because of the simple fact LeBron doesn't have much in his arsenal down the stretch, especially down the stretch when it counts. And this is what we've been saying about the guy for the last decade or so. For me, it was probably the last 15 years, man. And so this has been the problem. So Kwame Brown is right about LeBron James. A lot of this stuff, people who know basketball, we've been saying about LeBron for years. I've been saying this stuff about LeBron since Miami. So what you get is what you get with LeBron. He's a transition player, great in transition, but half court he sucks. It's just what it is. It's why he has a losing record in the finals as well. It's how Golden State beat him in 2015 and 2017 and 2018. Y'all act like KD made a difference. Somewhat. We could have had Andrew Wiggins on the floor. We still would have won. Because of how he was beating Cleveland. Anyway, it's your boy Duck Banks, man, signing off. One.